As I said in the statement that I put out after it, I said, if war crimes were committed, I condemn them. I don't care who it is who
And
commits
here
war
we are
crimes.
now 3 weeks or so after. Do you think there's been evidence that's emerged that suggests they committed those?
There may have been individuals. I was reading a news story this morning, which Grey Zone, our friend Max Blumenthal. So there's a long story which I read this morning, but Haaretz have finally come out with figures of how many people were actually killed and who they were.
On that day,
On that day, yeah. And so probably the first 400 were Israeli military personnel. That is not a war crime.
No, clearly everyone thinks military officials and military targets or soldiers in Israel are
Well, it depends if you
military
believe in the
targets.
Geneva Conventions or not,
Right.
or the United Nations.
But what
or
about targeting civilians or abducting them?
No, of course not. No,
Right.
of course I don't condone that. But the thing was thrown out of all proportion by the Israelis making up stories about beheading babies. They even got the President of the United States, dotard that he is, to claim that he had seen photographs
Of the beheaded babies.
of the beheaded babies.
Yeah. And then admitted that he actually didn't. Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's. But what we do know is whether it was a false flag operation or not, or whatever happened, and whatever story we're going to get to, and we don't know if we will ever get much of a real story. It's always hard to tell what actually happened. They're calling it their 9/11. What the hell happened on the American 9/11? Nobody knows. Clearly, the official narrative has huge holes in it. And anyway, let's not go into the 9/11